Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use the Rosenberg's self-esteem scale, that is how to calculate it using SPSS and PSPP. So Rosenberg's self-esteem scale, as you may already know, is a very popular scale that is used to measure the self-esteem of respondents. Self-esteem refers to confidence in one's own worth or self-worth. Now, the self-esteem scale has 10 items, that is there are 10 items in the scale or 10 statements, and these 10 statements are rated on a 0 to 3 rating basis, that is 0 represents the lowest score and 3 represents the highest score. Now, with regard to the scoring itself, there are two ways of scoring. One is when you collect the data itself. If you are aware of the items that are to be reverse scored and you reverse score it then and there, then you do not have to reverse score the totals here. However, if you just collected the data from the respondents without reverse scoring, rating strongly agree as 3 and strongly disagree as 0, then you will have to reverse score the responses later. So let me go ahead and show you how to reverse score the certain items that have to be reverse scored and to get the total score. So first let's look at the scale itself. So these are the 10 items in the scale. I will be sharing the link of this in the description. And for items number 1, 2, 4, 6 and 7, strongly agree is 3, agree is 2, disagree is 1 and strongly disagree is 0. Now for these items we do not have to do anything. If you entered it as it is, just leave it as it is. But for certain items, that is items number 3, 5, 8, 9 and 10, they are reverse scored. Okay, so here if in case, for example, for item number 3 you have marked as a strong, if the respondent has said as strongly agree and you mark it as 3, you will have to reverse score it, because 3, 5, 8 and 9 and 10 have to be reverse scored, wherein strongly agree will change from 3 to 0 and agree will change from 2 to 1, disagree will change from 1 to 2 and strongly disagree will change from 0 to 3. So there are certain items that need to be reverse scored, which we will do right now. Okay, so we have 20 samples here. This is fictitious data, it's not real, and the scores range from 0 to 3, as you can see. And we also have the age of the respondent, which is not very important right now. Now, if you go back to the scoring, items number 3, 5, 8, 9 and 10. 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, they have to be reverse scored. Strongly agree will become 0, agree will become 1, disagree will be 2 and strongly disagree will become 3. So what we need to do is we need to go to transform, recode into same variables, and I've already put those items in. I will show you again. Let me just select all of them and show you them one by one. So items number 3, okay, if you look at the file here, it says 3, 5, 8, 9 and 10. So items number 3, item number 5, item number 8, 9 and 10. Okay, 8, 9 and 10. So now what we need to do is we need to select them, click on old and new values. Now here the old value will be 3 and the new value will be 0, because we are reverse scoring. 2 will become 1, 1 will become 2 and 0 will become 3. So we have reverse scored it, as you can see. Then we click on continue and then we click on OK. So all the items in the scale are now in perfect harmony. Items number 3, 5, 8, 9 and 10, right? These are the items, if you remember, 3, 5, 8, 9 and 10. They have been reverse scored. Now we can safely go ahead and calculate the total. For this we need to go to transform, compute. Okay, except age, we can select all of the items. So we need to put in SLS1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10, and we call it TOTSLS, that is total self-esteem. The label we can give a proper name. We can write total self-esteem. Okay, click on continue and then click on OK. So here you have the total score ready. Okay, now what do we do with this total score? It's very simple. We need to categorize them. We need to first find out what is the highest score and what is the lowest score, and then we can also categorize it based on our requirement, right? There are no hard and fast rules, but generally it's said that scores between 15 to 25 are within normal range. Scores below 15 suggest low self-esteem, right? So we will have a range of maybe 0 to 15, and then maybe 0 to 14, and then 15 and above, right? We can have a categorization. For this, again, we go to transform, right? This time we go into recode into different variables because we want to create a different variable. We pull in the total self-esteem inside, select it, click on old and new values. Now, if you remember the range that was given, the lowest possible score is 0. So 0 to 14, which counts as low self-esteem, is 1, right? 15 to maybe 25, as the scale suggests, will be 2, which is normal self-esteem, and 26 to 30, yeah, can be 3, which is maybe very high self-esteem. Okay, and then click continue, and here we give the name. We get level of self-esteem as LVL SLS. Here in the label I write it properly, level of self-esteem, right? Level of self-esteem, and then I click on change. Then I click on OK. So here we have a new categorization that's been done. We go to variable view, right? Under variable view, we have to add the value labels for this variable. Just double click on here under value labels. So if you remember, 1 is low self-esteem, add. 2 is normal, it's a normal level of self-esteem or normal level, and then 3 would be high level, right? Add. So low self-esteem, normal level, and high level, and then click OK. Now let's derive a percentage and find out how many of our respondents have low self-esteem, how many have normal self-esteem, and how many have high self-esteem in terms of the percentage. For this, we go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Frequencies, scroll down, select Level of Self-Esteem, pull it in. We don't need any of these actually, right? But we can calculate the mean later on. Then we click on OK. So if you go to our output file, so here you can see we do not have any respondents with a high self-esteem. Majority of the respondents seem to have a normal level of self-esteem. That is about 60% have normal self-esteem. Now let's assume I want to find out on a typical average, what is the self-esteem, the average self-esteem of the respondent, the mean score. Again, for this, we need to go to Analyze. Okay, we need to go to Descriptive Statistics. We can select descriptives or frequencies. Okay, I would select probably descriptives, and then I scroll down, pull in not the level of self-esteem, but the total self-esteem. This is the running score. I pull in the total self-esteem, make sure mean, minimum, maximum are selected, and also standard deviation if you need it, and then click OK. Going back to the output, so here you can see the mean score 15.05, the minimum is 10, the maximum is 20. So here you can see that on average, our respondents seem to have a normal self-esteem. Yep. So this can be put in a in a particular chart or maybe as a table as it's shown here, and then interpreted very easily. So please remember that the reverse scoring that I just did is only when you have not done the reverse scoring while collecting the data. While collecting the data, this is for you. If you have collected the data with strongly agree as marked as 3 for all the responses, agree marked as 2 for all responses, and disagree marked as 1 for all responses, and strongly disagree as 0 for all responses. If you have done this kind of scoring, that is when you have to reverse score it, the way I showed for using SPSS or PSPP. There are some other kind of researchers, they will directly reverse score it while collecting the data itself. For example, for question number 3 or statement number 3, all in all, I am inclined to feel that I am a failure. They will directly reverse score it here. So let's assume that the respondent says, I strongly agree to the statement, right? So for that, the researcher will mark it as 0. So if you have done reverse scoring while collecting the data, you do not have to do the reverse scoring in SPSS. If you have not done the reverse scoring while collecting the data, as I just mentioned before, you have to do the reverse scoring. Okay. I hope this is clear. If you have any doubts, you are always free to drop it in the comment section, and you can also mail me. I mentioned my mail ID in my description. Okay. So thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would encourage you to do so. It really motivates me to keep making more such videos. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.